Rated PG-13.
What's up, guys? MiddleAgedGamer here, and today we're playing Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul. As you guys can see, we are streaming at twitch.tv/MiddleAgedGamer, and we're also streaming on YouTube as well. You can see the viewer count in the top right throughout the video if you want to. Let's go ahead and get into it. I haven't done a CSX Heavy Haul route in forever, so this could actually end up pretty bad, to be honest with you guys. Let's go ahead and do the AC 4400 CW, and let's see what services we have. I do want to do the rain. Summer rain, that'd be nice. And let's do something during the day. Let's go and do the Q008 Intermodal East St. Louis Little Ferry route. Starts at 9:33 a.m. It says run this intermodal train to Cumberland, Virginia Avenue, where another crew will take over the service, or will take this service on. So let's go ahead and get into it. Looks like we're starting up by Rockwood Mines and heading all the way through Cumberland to the terminal down there. Nice, awesome gamer. Yeah, man, I really want to get back into ATS and ETS2 when Italy comes back out, but I just haven't really had much of a chance to play games lately. So let's go ahead and get the reverser forward. And let's take the brake off. And actually, let's look at the headlights before we get moving at all. Let's get our headlights on. Let's just do regular bright is fine. Let's get our windshield wipers going. Let's put them at like about 80 or so. It's fine. Take the brake off. Power 1. And I gotta take the independent brake off too as well. Here we go. I'm a little bit nervous about this, guys. I haven't done this game in quite a while, so this should be pretty interesting, to say the least. What up, Coaster Fan? Yeah, I might be able to do Flight Sim later, but honestly, I'm feeling trains and some Stardew Valley tonight. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, we are going to do a game giveaway at the end of this route, or maybe even 2 games before we start up Stardew Valley, in case you guys wondering. I need all you guys' help with Flight Sim. Alright, so it looks like we had the lady sitting next to us. Keep that in mind as we get going, because she seems to change throughout the route. I don't know if Dovetail Games has fixed that actually quite yet. Forgot how beautiful this game actually looks. There was an update on Train Sim. I downloaded like 365 megabytes before I started. I have no clue what the update's for. There's some new achievements out for CSX Heavy Haul, which has new scenarios, but the scenarios are not listed in here. So unless Matt comes in here and tells us what that's all about, I don't know. But it sounds like they're releasing new scenarios for CSX Heavy Haul, which I hopefully is actually the case. What up, Gibby? How's it going, man? And there is new DLC coming out for this game. I just saw the pre-order, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen. But I will tell you one thing, they definitely fixed the frame rate issue with CSX Heavy Haul, which is definitely a blessing. Get some tickets, test flight. Whitechapel is definitely worth seeing. Take a quick look at the train as it goes by. Haven't done a train by in forever. Again, we are hauling an intermodal from Rockwood Mines all the way down to Cumberland Terminal. Is what we're doing today. Dude, awesome. I know getting a pilot's license is super, super expensive just for the, not only the coursework, but the in-flight time and gas and everything else. My computer wants to restart. No, please don't restart. That would be bad. Let's go ahead and raise it to notch 3. I don't know why I'm taking my time. Need to speed it up a little bit. At least get up to about 40, 45 miles per hour. This scenario usually takes about an hour, 45 minutes or so it's pretty long. Yeah. Hopefully we don't crash. But we are doing a train by, that's for sure. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, I'll say it throughout the route. We are going to be doing some free game giveaways after this route is up. Don't know what games I'm giving away quite yet, but I got quite a few that I need to give out, so look forward to that in case you guys are interested. Alright, finally, here's the back of the train. Jesus. Definitely hauling quite a bit. You see the transponder on the back right there. Alright, let's go and get back in cab. And speed limit will go up to about 45 here shortly. Next destination is Garrett, Maine, number 2. We have to actually slow down coming up in about a mile and a half or so. You talking to me, Drew? Like, what simulators do I have installed? Is that what you're asking? Go ahead and coast when you get down to 35 coming up anyways. Let's see, look, it's already changed. There's already a guy sitting next to me instead of the girl. I feel like we have a ghost on board. I think I have Flight Simulator installed, or FSX installed. I got a bunch. I got, of course, Euro Truck Simulator 2, American Truck Simulator, Construction Simulator, Farming Simulator. I got the new Gold Rush game installed, which I think is only single player, unfortunately. And then I got a bunch of Playway games installed as well, like Car Mechanics Simulator and things like that. So quite a bit. Is it, Drew? There you go. Listen to him, Coaster fan. No rivet. Oh, so my shirt says, "Still it like you drove it." Sponsored by Nike, out of all people, which is really strange, right? Should be drove it like you stole it, right? That's the good old saying. Shout out to Maker's Mark, though. I still have it sitting next to me. I haven't had any Maker's Mark in like 3 months, though. Damn, right there. I've been drinking wine, trying to be healthy. Or healthier, I should say. And it's not really the Maker's Mark that's bad. It's all the Coke that you drink with it that's really bad. Hey, there you go. I do actually have Goat Simulator still installed, which is funny. That game's awesome. I haven't played it since there's like a dozen, or actually a couple dozen achievements on it. I need to go back and actually play it. I need to slow down though, don't I? Looks like we're on level ground too. I just need to figure out my speed when I can. So we're going to be stuck at 35 miles per hour for quite a while. Let's take a look at where we're actually at so you guys can look. Started at about Rockwood Mines, or just south of Rockwood Mines. We were going all the way down to Cumberland Terminal down there. Got quite a ways to go. Oops. Sorry about that. How was it, Drew? Yeah, it's very true, Rivet. I still love Makers, don't get me wrong, but like I said, it's not healthy because I drink it with Coke. I think if I switched to drinking it straight on ice, I'd probably be okay. What up, Sir Wolfen? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Absolutely love the Unreal Engine. I mean, just look at the rain effects. Pretty insane, in my opinion. Awesome, Wolfen. Glad you're able to stop by. Definitely appreciate it. Couldn't agree more. Makers is really good. I'll drink Crown Royal every now and then, and there's a couple of specialty whiskeys that I really like here in Texas, like Cotton Hollow is really good. Texas Crown is also pretty good as well. Awesome, Drew. I need to make it down to where you live so you can teach me how to do some flight sim down under. Hey, Test Flight, the only thing that I missed recently as far as actual people playing shows is Animals as Leaders just came by. Really wanted to go see them, but I think I had the kids that day. Wasn't able to go. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Wolfen, but definitely I recognize the name, so I know you've been in here before. A little slow. Let me try to pick it up just a bit. Still about 2.5 miles to go to Garrett is our first waypoint, as you can see in the top left. And we're already almost to 1,000 points in the top right. I saw the Foo Fighters a long time ago. Kind of grew up on them and a bunch of other 90s bands. You're legal in 18 days. Legal for what, Drew? For drinking or what? Or for flying? Yeah, I feel you, Wolfen. What up, Tropical Gamer? How's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. I finally got the YouTube comments to work in stream. As you can see, Tropical Gamer's chatting on YouTube. Shout out to him. Oh, for drinking? Hell yeah. I definitely need to come down there then. The question is, do you drink, Drew? I don't want to be a bad influence on you, but if you already drink, I'll come down there and hang out with you for a bit. Let's go and get back in cab. Let's see who's hanging out next to us now. Okay, it's still the guy. I'm assuming I can't tell if he's a white guy or a Hispanic guy, but we'll just call him the little guy. Doesn't look that big, right? And we're still stuck at the 35-mile-per-hour speed limit for quite a while. Hopefully that gets raised up. If you look at the map, the fastest section is going to be right here. This is the slowest section in this area, but we're obviously not going very fast as it is right now either. Shout out to Rivet. Thank you for your service. You know how it is. I used to hurry up and wait all the time, so I feel you. As long as you're paying. The problem is, if I actually fly to Australia, New Zealand, anywhere in that area, even like Thailand and all those other places, I would have to stop somewhere or get lay flat seating. I cannot sit on coach for 20 plus hours or however long it takes to get over there. So I'm pretty sure I'd fly to Hawaii, stay there for a day or two, or even Japan possibly, then fly down to Australia if I ended up doing that journey ever. What up, Mr. 4? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, we got an AI train passing by too. Looks like a mixed train right there. Let me know if it's too loud with the window open, guys. I can always shut it. I want you guys to be able to hear the engine a little bit better. $18 hours? Yeah, that's a long trip. So I can get from like Houston to London in about 12 to 14, and that kills me even in the lay flat seating. So 18 hours is definitely a long trip. What's the button for the FPS? Is it the F11? I can check real quick. Still stuck at 35 miles per hour. So test flight, do me a favor if you got some time. Google how much it costs to do business class on Qantas from DFW to, was that Sydney Airport, I believe? Yeah, I would not want to do that, River. That's a horrible flight. Especially if you're not an officer sitting up top and you're in like the cargo bay. No thanks. Definitely wouldn't want to do that. Depending on what you guys actually took. What up, Legend on the Mode? How's it going, man? Thank you for hanging out. Always good to see you as well. Try to get some different views as we go down. So you guys don't get too bored on me. What up, Ray Mix? I am from, well, I'm living in San Antonio, Texas. I grew up in Europe, Mr. 4, but I call San Antonio, Texas my home as of right now. All right, first waypoint up here at about 600 yards. Oh, nice. I used to live in Vicenza, Italy, Mr. 4, and I lived in Germany before that for a few years as well. My dad was stationed at a NATO base in Vicenza. Never been to Greece, though. It's one country I haven't been to quite yet. We almost got stationed in Turkey after Italy, but luckily we ended up in San Antonio, which I was more than happy about at the time. 6,000 is not bad for round trip. And that's business class, right, Coaster? Thank you for looking that up, though. There you go, Remix. Yep. I think I could pull that off. I mean, that's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, because I actually got a really good deal when I was going from Houston to London. I got business class on United for like $2,400 round trip. That same trip right now is probably like $5,000-6,000, so that's pretty close. Yeah, I was in Stuttgart, Germany for a few years, and I was actually in Ramstein for a few years as well. I don't remember much of Ramstein, but I remember Stuttgart a little bit. I remember going like Oktoberfest when I was a little kid and seeing drunk Germans falling all over the place. That was awesome. Patch Barracks is gone? Really? I didn't know that. I think that's where we were in Stuttgart. Rings a bell, but I was a kid. I was probably like maybe 8 or 9 when I was living there, so I don't remember a whole lot from it. I remember going to like the different theme parks in Germany and the water park in Italy. The safety regulations are completely non-existent compared to here in the U.S. Yeah, I've always wanted to go there, Mr. 4, especially like Athens and all the sites there. It'd be pretty cool to see. I think it's a good time to go right now. I hate to say it, but I know Greece's economy is kind of in the dumps, so everything's a little bit cheaper there, but it's still a long way for me to even fly that way. I haven't done a crossing in forever. Yeah, it makes sense. They're always closing bases here and there. Another AI train. What do they call those? Auto rack trains? I believe that's what they call them, right? Nice rainy day. It's actually pretty rainy here in San Antonio as well, so that's why I chose it. It was really, really foggy this morning. Starting to cool off. It's been basically summer weather up until today, which is insane. We're in December already, and it's, you know, you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt outside. Even today you're still wearing shorts and a t-shirt, but at least we're getting a little bit of rain. Oh, Tesla, I could answer so many ways to that. I don't know. I wish I knew when multiplayer was coming out, because that's what I'm really looking forward to on this game. It'd be amazing to have that. It's snowing in Hawaii? That's crazy. Oh wait, that was the intersection for down there on the lower track, I believe. Just kidding. Guess it's better to be safe than sorry, right? I was just hitting the horn for all the deer out here just in case. Try to get them off the tracks. That's insane if it's actually snowing in Hawaii. Does it actually snow there every year or not? Or is that like a rare phenomenon? There's a lot of different islands over there, so I don't really know the weather. There you go, noobs. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me turn off the bell. I'm gonna last have that going. Hell yeah, Drew. That'd be epic. I still think the old farming sim crew was pretty epic back in the day. I need to go back and watch one of those videos. You know, we'd have like 5 or 6 people playing that game at once. Here we go. Another intersection coming up. I couldn't agree more, Rivet. Can we actually see the bell? I think it's on the other side. I'll tug it through town here. Ooh. That was some texture popping right there. I'm sure this town loves me right now. Like, who's that crazy guy honking like he's insane? Go. Welcome back, Sand. should get watching one on stream while we drive a freight train. Yeah, I don't know when the multiplayer comes out. I wonder what the limitations are. If there's going to be train wrecks, because I know CSX and companies like that do not. And then having people post it on YouTube. I know that was one of their big issues. So maybe they're trying to figure that out. Maybe everybody has to drive like a ghost train to where you just go through people, worst case scenario. I would like it for the realism though. Like having multiple trains go, if someone's going faster than the other one, being able to pull off to a siding and wait till they pass would be amazing. Oh, Hawaii is 70 degrees? It's not snowing there if that's the case. No, Train Sim World is not online, Mr. Four. I just saw your comment. At least not yet. I do know that Dovetail Games are planning to release multiplayer for the game, but I don't know the details of it. I'm sure most people don't know the details either. Anyways, next via location, the top left is Sand Patch, track number 1. We're almost to 3,000 points on this service today already. If you guys are just tuning in, we got about 20 people watching right now. We are going to be doing some free game giveaways after this route, and then we will be playing some Stardew Valley after we're done with this. So I'm really into Stardew Valley right now. I feel like it's me and a bunch of chicks playing the game, but I don't care. It's pretty relaxing, so I definitely plan on playing that. Just going to get back in cab for just a little bit. We still got the guy next to us. I guess he's going to hang out with us for a bit. And we do have a crossing coming up as well. It's supposed to be Mr. 4. The developers did say they're going to release multiplayer for the game, so we'll see what happens. What up, Hot Rod? How's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming by. Speed up just a little bit. Put it in notch 5. What up, Trooper Pride? How's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. There you go, Drew. Which one is that? Is that the one where we were dumping like millions of dollars worth of our harvest or what? Alright, so we got about, what, 2 miles to our destination point, a little bit less than that. We're still stuck at 35 miles per hour, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll speed up as we get towards the end of the route. Can't tell if that's our crew ahead or not. No, that's just it's like a generator or something right there. That was our crew. Should have honked to tell him what's up. What happened to Wayne Taylor, man? I haven't seen that guy in forever. I don't know if maybe he doesn't have a computer or what's going on. I miss Wayne, though. Shout out to Wayne Taylor if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch down the road. Not much, Trooper. Samo. Having a relaxing Sunday. Able to stream finally, so I'm always happy for that. Oh, sugar beet disappointment. That's what it is. Well, they're not going to change the route, Mr. 4, so they're not going to add more tracks just because it's multiplayer. But they got to make sure that the signals and everything are working. So if you're not going opposite directions, you would have to pull over to a siding for someone else to pass. If not, you'll get like the double yellow and single yellow signals the closer you get to the guy in front of you, just like real life. That's my assumptions of what's supposed to happen. But like I said, I'm not a developer. I would love to help them out with that, but I know little to no coding. Even though I was almost Microsoft certified a while back, I don't think it helps with what they're doing. Wayne Taylor was an interesting character, but I do miss him. We're going to slow down real quick. And I think you can go up to 2 miles per hour over the speed limit and be okay, but once you get past that, I want to say it deducts or starts deducting points from you at some point. Yeah, I haven't talked to Bree in forever. I saw Bree at a party, I don't know, a few months ago. I just said what's up to him. That's about it. What up, the Mighty Knot? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they release multiplayer, you're going to have those trolls for like the first week or two. But as long as you can set up private lobbies and have your friends in there, then you guys could either, one, you could just have fun, or two, you can play as serious as you want to, which I would try to play more serious from the get-go and then probably have fun with it at some point. But I'd like to have like 4 or 5 guys in there, 2 or 3 guys going each way on the route together. I think that'd be pretty epic. Alright, via waypoint's coming up. We're still stuck at 35 miles per hour. I think we're getting pretty close to the tunnel as well. I think it's coming up. Again, I haven't played this route in quite a while, so I feel like a noob right now. Ooh, I'm speeding right now. Jesus. I didn't see the reduction down to 30. It must have been like literally right after it said something. We're going to speed up. I brake just a little bit too much for the upcoming tunnel right here. Someone called. No, I was talking about myself, noobs. Going downhill, let me make sure everything is bell off the brakes. Make sure we're actually picking up speed real quick. Here we go through the one of the 2 tunnels on sand patch grade. Probably take the wipers off for just a second. We're actually losing speed even going downhill, so let me turn on some power. Trooper, the only thing you have to do is click follow at twitch.tv/MiddleAgedGamer, and as soon as we're done with this route, I'll let you know what we're giving away and how to win it. I usually switch it up as far as how you can actually win something. That's all you have to do. As long as you're following on Twitch, you are good to go. So if you're not, go ahead and click the follow button just in case. I don't know, Test Flight, about the narrow gauge railroad. I have no clue. I know the new route coming out was the German route, so they're doing it pretty much like the old train simulator. So they did US, they did England or what do you call it, the UK, and then a German route is the next one coming out. So I'm assuming they're going to continue in somewhat of that order for the foreseeable future. Trains flying like you're playing ETS2. That'd be pretty awesome, Mr. 4. I'm still waiting for the one day that everybody combines these simulator games, so I could literally drive this train from one place to another, hop out. I could get into either a tractor or a semi-truck to deliver goods at that point. I know they're coming out with it at some point, but you never know when. Probably need to start using dynamic brake if I have it. Turn the windshield wipers back on. Yeah, I think SES software has enough to worry about as far as expanding Europe and America for the time being. That's what it should be called too, the Dream Simulator. That'd be awesome. See, Sam makes a good point. Dovetail Games does own Flight Sim and Train Sim. Why couldn't they combine the two? That'd be pretty epic, right? Just trying to keep my speed in check right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against Dovetail Games per se, but I feel like SCS Software does kind of go above and beyond at certain points. There's a bunch of ship simulators out there, but none of them are very good, because I haven't played any really good ones as of yet. I don't know, man. I really like ETS2. I still think it has a long way to go. I don't know if they have a newer engine that they could even upgrade to make it ETS3. Because I think American Truck Sim is even kind of built off the ETS2 engine from what I know. Mr. 4, I definitely love simulator games. Just saw your question. I try to stream a couple times per week. It just depends on what's going on in real life, though. I work really, really hard, so I stream when I can, which unfortunately can be, you know, once a week, worst case scenario. Best case scenario is about 3 to 4 times a week, though. Really need to figure out dynamic brake. That's the power, right? There we go. Let's set up dynamic brake. That's what I should be using right now anyways. Wait till it sets up. There we go. It's set up. Let's release the automatic brake. Just trying to keep an eye on my speed as I can. Let's go ahead and shut this. It's pretty loud. There we go. A little bit better. I wish that were the case, Drew, man. I needed to make a day in the life of me working, doing what I do. I think you'd be actually pretty surprised at what I do throughout the day. It's insane. Like, I'm mentally drained by the time I get home, which is pretty sad. That's my assumption, test flight. I would assume after the German route, they're going to be doing another American route. But like I said, I don't know when the third-party developer is going to come on board to help out, or if it's just Dovetail working on the expansion solely. I just don't know those. All right, Mr. Ford, take care, man. Thank you for coming by. $11 miles to go to Hinman, and we will get a slight raise in the speed in about 1.5 miles. Hopefully it stays at 35 miles per hour, but we'll find out in a little bit. Yeah, Drew, those toilets won't unclog themselves. I do take out the trash every now and then. That's about. I don't clean the bathrooms though. That's funny. I don't see that ever coming out, Drew, not to lie. I would love to see them do an underground route or the like a subway, either in New York or you know, Paris or London for that matter. Kind of like the old subway simulators games. Those games were absolutely amazing when they came out. I should go back and stream it at some point, but we'll see what happens. What up, Alejandro? How's it going, man? I've been streaming for about probably 30-45 minutes or so. Got a few hours left to go. In case you guys are just tuning in, this is the Middle Age Gamer playing Train Sim World, CSX Heavy Haul, and we're going to be doing some game giveaways after this route. And then I'll be playing some Stardew Valley, which I'm sure, yeah, London Underground's what it's called, test flight, which I'm sure a lot of people will actually end up backing out once I start Stardew Valley up. But I love the game. It's what I feel like playing while I drink some wine. Are they going to do a bus simulator? I don't know why they wouldn't just add buses into like American Truck Sim or ETS2. Crossing's coming up. Go. Man, I don't even know if I have World of Subways installed. I know I have the disc over there somewhere. I'd have to get it out and actually install it. But the game is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if it's going to stay at 35 miles per hour. Hopefully it does. As we head down Sand Patch Grade with this heavy cargo intermodal train. I haven't been watching the Premier League this year, I'm not going to lie. I don't have cable. Well, I have cable downtown. I don't have cable where I'm staying right now. Is the only reason. But I know Chelsea was still in the top 4 last time I checked. Oh, it's actually going to slow down, it looks like. Down to 25 miles per hour, so this has got to be the slowest section, unfortunately. Let me look. Yeah, so we're basically in the slowest section right now. As soon as we get out of here, we'll be hauling butt down through Cumberland and Cumberland Terminal, though. I mean, would you expect them to lose against West Ham United? What up, Stonebark? How's it going? Thank you for coming by. Yeah, I agree with you noobs on the ETS2 stuff as well, man. They're always updating it little by little, but you know, they got to factor in updating stuff like that with releasing DLC that makes them money, just like any other developer does. So I think they've actually done a pretty good job of listening to the audience in general on ETS2 and ATS. So I'm not too mad either way. Yeah, Stonebark, I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Is Sterling on Manchester City? I know he was on Liverpool like, what, 2-3 years ago? Go ahead and do a quick train by. Just control the dynamic brakes as we go. Yeah, I knew that. Has he been with City the entire time? I think he has been, hasn't he? I used to watch Liverpool all the time when he was on that team. I thought that was pretty epic with I think it was Suarez was on the team at the time. He was #1 in goals that year, playing for Liverpool, and Sterling was on there along with some other people. But that Liverpool team that year, to me, was completely epic. They had pretty good chemistry as well, other than Suarez biting people or whatever he was doing at the time. Oof. I'm not used to this type of wine. Pretty brutal. This is coming from a guy who drinks Cabernet Sauvignon too, so. Yeah, Luis Suarez. He was on Liverpool not too long ago. I don't know where he went. I think he's playing for like Barcelona or something now. What up, Off-Roader? How's it going, man? Badass. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it, man. You and Stonebark. Question is, what does Stonebark mean? Obviously, I know what 4x4 means. What the hell is Stonebark? Yeah, well, I have whiskey here, but like I said, I'm trying to be healthy. I'd love to be drinking a Coke and whiskey right now. My doctor says otherwise, though. All right. Let's go and get back in cab. Shout out to the 17 people on Twitch and 5+ on YouTube. Keep in mind that we are going to be doing some free game giveaways once this route is done, and then we'll be switching over to Stardew Valley after this as well. All right, there you go. It's kind of like my black and red GT. It's all my cars have been black and red from the time I was little to even currently. And even my Xbox name and PSN is still black and red GT because of that. I'm not used to going this way on the route. I'm used to going from Cumberland all the way up to Rockwood Mine, so using the dynamic brake is a little bit weird for me. Again, we're going through the slowest section right now. Once we hit about this area, it will start to speed up tremendously until we get down to Cumberland right here. And no clue if we're making good time or not. I really don't know. Oh, we got a different lady. So this is our third co-engineer, whatever you want to call it right now. What up, girl? How's it going? I would get up out of this chair, but I'm afraid the service would end when I do so. So I'm going to sit right here and just stare at you, all creepy like. Not just messing around. Got an AI train whose headlights not on. Okay, the headlights are on. About to say. Yeah, that's our third co-engineer. There you go. That's exactly what it is. 7.9 miles to go to Hinman. It looks like we may have an increase in speed in just over a mile, which would be an absolute blessing because we are slowly, very slowly chugging along. The fog is actually looks like it's getting worse the closer that we get to Cumberland, which is neat. I'm not sure if that's an update because the fog was not this bad before. I can barely see the tree line out in the distance right there. Interesting. I don't know if they added like dynamic weather into the game or what, but +1 for that. Off-roader, just drink. Just drink and eat what you enjoy until you're bleeding out your ears from being. But I get what you mean. Yeah, I agree with you. Enjoy it to an extent. Problem is I have an addictive personality, so if I start something, sometimes I take it over the top. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Everything in moderation is okay. Man United needs Ronaldo back. lost the audio in the farming sim video, Drew. Sorry, I just saw that. Guinness Brewery. I would love to see the Jameson Distillery. That'd be amazing. Seeing the Guinness Brewery would be pretty cool too, but I'm not a huge fan of Guinness unless that's the only thing they have to drink. I will not be ordering that. Ozul, or Ozil, however you pronounce that. Hook me up, I'm hungry as hell. I just had salmon and vegetables for lunch, which is really good, don't get me wrong, but... What up, Lava Lamp? Thank you for the follow. Getting me closer to my 2,000 follower goal right there. Speaking of that, guys, we're actually, I think we're pretty close to 9,000 on YouTube. So I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway via my video once we hit that, and then we'll be doing something really special for the 10,000 follower on YouTube as well. No Guinness. Need to wash my mouth out with soap. Oh man. I feel like a lot of older people would tell me that too. Look at on the other side. I don't want to look at that. There we go. That's what I was trying to get. So it says 35 miles per hour and about 250 yards. I think once the back of the train hits there, my hope is that it raises up to that permanently. We'll find out in a bit. Yep. I know they've been importing some of the older Skylines for a while now. Oh, there's a 30 mile per hour marker up ahead, which is not good. I'm going to reduce my dynamic brake a little bit. I don't think so, Test Flight. I'm pretty sure it's 100,000 for the play button, but I could be wrong. That'd be pretty epic if I get an actual button from YouTube at that point. All my years of not so hard work would actually pay it off, guys. Thank you, guys. I'd love to get an R34. That was one of my dream cars growing up. I remember playing it on Gran Turismo, the original Gran Turismo. I can barely see 20 feet in front of me right now, which is crazy. The fog is like, looks like Silent Hill in this video game right now. And soap to Stonebark too. See, I used to like vodka growing up, but right now, for whatever reason, drinking vodka, and I have vodka in my freezer right now, I've had it for like years, and I still won't drink it. Every time I drink vodka, I get like an insane headache for some reason, and I have no clue why. I feel like I'm just getting old. There you go, Sand. The horror sim. A wide body GT86, nice. Toyota, don't they have the new version of the Toyota GT86s, or is that the one you're talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about one of the old school ones, but... Alright, so we're actually raised up to 30 miles per hour, so I'm going to just get off the dynamic brake a little bit. Look how bad this fog is. Jesus Christ. That's insane. Yeah, it is pretty bitter. I'm from Russia. Not approved by Stalin. Oh man. We got a lot of moonshine down here in San Antonio too. I got friends that make it, but I mean you can literally buy moonshine off the shelves almost anywhere now too. Yeah, Alejandro, I think you're right about the 100,000 for the play button. I don't think you get anything at 10,000, which is a womp womp. What up, D-Rick? How's it going, man? Do you, Drew? And you want me to come drink with you and you're saying you hate beer? Oh, man. You would be in for it if I actually come down there ever. I'm going to make like a T-Mag road trip and visit all of you guys. Try to make it as awkward as possible. I'm like, we're gonna go out to eat. I'm just gonna stare at you as you eat. I'm just kidding. I'd probably get you drunk though. That's the worst I would do. Off-roader drinks like a Russian. Well, welcome to my world. Although I'm drinking wine right now, so I can't really say that. I'm gonna turn on the extra bright headlights given the fog, just in case. Really, I can barely see past the locomotives there. Let's see where we're at on the map. Alright, so getting pretty close to the fast section and the end of the scenario for that matter. You know, that's something I haven't had in a while. I haven't had any 40-ounce beers. Like I said, last time I was on here, I probably told you guys about it, but my sister used to buy me about 3 40-ounce Mickeys a day when I was like 15, 16 years old. I used to absolutely love Mickey's for whatever reason, the malt liquor. There you go, San T-Mag World Tour. That's what I need to do. Beer is amazing. It's acquired though. I mean, I'm pretty sure the first couple times I had beer, I was like, what is this crap? Why am I drinking it? But it's one of those acquired tastes that you get for sure. Man, I can't see anything. Like literally, I would kill a person on the tracks right now. I gotta take a picture of that just because it's so insane. Oh yeah, Noobs, I keep forgetting you drive trucks in Germany. That's insane in itself. You're living in my dream place, doing my dream job, even though it probably doesn't pay anywhere close to what I'm getting paid now. I think that's pretty epic that you do that. Yeah, visibility is insane. I can't even see like the little markers to use your horn or whatever. It's insane. I've never seen visibility this bad. This has to be part of an update from Dovetail Games, which again I think is pretty amazing. Yeah, this fog is ridiculous right now. That's why you have instrumentation to go off of and signals. Which again, I don't know how I'd see the signals anyways. Here's the second tunnel on Sandpatch Grade. As we're winding around the twists and turns of this part of Sandpatch Grade through the mountains. Still on a 1.4% decline, as you guys can see. Anyways, cheers to the 20 plus viewers hanging out. Keep in mind we are doing some free game giveaways at the end of this route. Then we're going to play some Stardew Valley for better or worse. I'm sure I'll go down to like 5 people watching at that point, but that means I can relax and talk to 5 people, so I'm okay with that. Get it, Stone? Or Off-Roader, you get it. I feel like it's pretty easy to play. For me, it's relaxing. That's why I actually started playing Train Simulator and ETS2 and games like that, because I'd be so stressed out at work that coming home to a game like this would relax me. Of course, the old Train Simulator wasn't all that relaxing. There's a bunch of FU moments, as I call them, where the speed would change without actually telling you. That was a pain in the ass, but it was pretty rare for that to happen. Yeah, if this was in real life, this would be a really bad day at work. Even just trying to read the signals. But, you know, most of the people that do the routes, they do it every single day. So they know exactly where the intersections are. They know where the signals are. It's not like they're just going to a brand new route and hopping in on a foggy day. It doesn't work like that. Awesome, Sam. I appreciate that. Yeah, Nightbot's Bay, Drew. You didn't know that? Me and Nightbot have a thing going on the side, of course. Now, I wonder if should I do a short route on Great Western Express after this? I might do that too. I didn't think about that. Go from, geez, I can't see anything. This is insane. Absolutely insane. What up, Lord of Dark? Yeah, but see, Lord of Dark, he would know where like the signals are and what speed to go and where to go, so it wouldn't be too bad, but I guess it'd be a little bit more dangerous than normal because you couldn't see anything up ahead. But even a train that's going 40 miles per hour, even if they see something up ahead, like a car stuck on the tracks, the chances of it stopping in time are slim to none. That's it, Stonebark? Jesus. I wish I didn't have a tolerance like that. Depending on the beer, if I drink like IPAs, then 3 big pints will do me in. But if I'm drinking like Miller Lite, honestly, I'll start feeling sick before I start feeling drunk. Or I start feeling like bloated before I get drunk. Yeah, 3 beers and you start getting a little toasted, depending on the type of beer. Alright, 3.2 miles to Hinman. Why is my speed going up? There it goes. Let's look at where we're at. So close to getting to the fast part. Again, we started up here by Rockwood Mines, and this will be the fast, or very, very fast section right here as we head down to Cumberland in this insane fog. Trying to get some screenshots, because if I end up using this for YouTube, I'll probably end up using one of those screenshots as the thumbnail. That's awesome, Rivet. It's Miller time. There's a lot worse last names that you could have, so it's not too bad. Alright, Off-Roader, take care, man. And later, Stonebark. Don't have 2 beers. Be safe. What up, In Glass? How's it going? Thank you for hanging out. Awesome, Lord. Yeah, to be a train engineer, it's one of those things, if they have an opening, I think they just interview a ton of people that come in. But you don't have to have a degree or anything, do you, Lord? I'm pretty sure you just have to take a bunch of different coordination tests. I can't even see if there's a crossing coming up, to be honest with you guys. Look at this. This is insane. It's almost laughable. It's so insane. Gonna still have the dynamic brakes on. Pilsner's a good rivet. I used to like IPAs a lot. I think I tend to lean towards lighter beers now, just because the hops kind of does me in after so many. I hate to admit it, like, it's so hot here in Texas that I really like the Lion Kugel summer shandies or lemon shandies that cool me off too. That's insane, test flight. And you gotta understand, there's probably someone out there who just sold it to CarMax, so they didn't have to deal with another person. That's how rich they were. I think I saw something like CarMax last year did sell 3 Ferraris or 3 Lamborghinis out of the whole year. So someone at some point traded it in to CarMax at probably a greatly reduced price of what they could have gotten public. Jesus. Now I can barely see the second locomotive. So dynamic weather is definitely on. Yeah, I agree with you. We got a ton of microbreweries down here. Rivet. In and around San Antonio. Can't think of any names offhand, but I don't know what to do. I can't see anything regardless of the view that we're in. Let's see who's sitting next to us. It's still the third woman, our third co-engineer of the day. Jesus. All I can see is the icon for the reducing speed. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever appraised that was just trying to buy it for himself more than likely. That's insane. Shout out to everybody who's watching. We still got 20 viewers in here. We are going to be doing a game giveaway at the end of this route again. Make sure to go to twitch.tv/MiddleAgedGamer and click the follow button if you haven't already. That's how you'll be able to win. Also, if you're in YouTube, you'll still have a chance to win since I did add the chat into the stream now. So technically, you could stay on YouTube if you wanted to. I guess if you can't see, might as well get some extra sound in here, right? Alright, so we do have the speed coming up in 1.4 miles, which is, must be at the end of the slow part, which we are. This whole section right here is super slow. We'll be able to go up to 50 miles per hour once the back of the train hits right here. So pretty happy about that. Yeah, I think microbreweries has really kind of exploded over the past 5-6 years. To where, like, you know, a big city would maybe have one before that that's really struggling. And now all these microbreweries are getting so big and popular that the bigger companies like Anheuser-Busch are buying them out slowly, depending on how popular they are. So I guess that's good and bad. I would like to see the small guys winning instead of getting bought out. But when someone offers you millions or billions of dollars, then I'm sure I would take it too if that were the case. Lord, yeah, I definitely recommend Train Sim World. If you like Train Simulator, or any of the old train simulators for that matter, Train Sim World is by far, to me, the best. They're still coming out with a bunch of DLC and different routes, which is the one negative. There's only 2 routes that are out right now, but there's plenty of hours for what you pay for the actual game itself. So I'd recommend getting it. Is Cat 3 ILS Autoland? Like, you're not even going to try to land it yourself, Drew? Is that what you're saying? I kind of get the plane talk. I still haven't done any plane videos, which I'm a little sad about. I'd probably have a lot more viewers if I did planes, but I need like a full day or 2 of training, and I probably need someone to come here. I'd have to be at their house to be able to do that training. I don't want to just get up in a plane and fly around like an idiot. I want to actually know somewhat of what I'm doing, how to plan a route and all that. professional beer drinker. You know what you could do is actually go to school to be a brewer, and you could work for one of those microbreweries or a bigger company. They actually get paid pretty good money from what I hear. All right, so we're going to be released up to 50 miles per hour in this zero visibility scenario, which I was not expecting. Again, the back of the train is going to have to hit this point up here in about 200 yards, so it's going to take a while for us to get released to that. But once we do, we'll take off the dynamic brake and we'll go as many notches up as we need to get up to speed. Maybe one day test flight. We'll put your ass on coach. Hey, how about this? I'll buy you a bus ticket, round trip bus ticket, if you come out here and teach me how to do it. That'd be way, well, I don't know how much. I have no clue how much bus tickets are nowadays, but it's got to be way cheaper than a plane ticket. Drew, your ticket would be absolutely insane. Even coach for you would be like close to $2,000, I'm sure. All right, Sam, I'll see you in a bit. Or see you in a bit. Lord, if you like any simulator games, I would highly recommend this. Again, you have to like something that's relaxing. It's not a first-person shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield. So if that's normally what you play as like Twitch games, I probably would stay away from simulator games. But if you like something that is relaxing, then I would recommend it. All right, we should be getting released to do... Look, I can't even see the front of my train. Jesus. That is absolutely insane. Hinman's about 350 yards away. We're going to be released to 50 miles per hour here shortly. I can't use the horn or the bell because I don't know where the crossings are even at. Oh, that's not bad. Or each way. Okay, so it's still $1,200 total. That's a lot of money, man. All right, we are released. Let's take off dynamic brake real quick. And I'm gonna put on some major power here. Let me go and get back in cab real quick, even though we can't see anything either way. At least I can look at the instrumentation as I need to. Notch 5, and we need to get up to 50 miles per hour. We're gonna absolutely be hauling right now, which I know you guys can't see how fast we're going, but this game actually makes 50 miles per hour look really quick, which is cool. Yeah, you're kind of on the middle. You're out in the middle of nowhere, Drew. We're still going almost 1% down a grade, which it should level out pretty soon from what I remember. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the dynamic brake again just in case. There we go, it's set up. Let's go ahead and start applying some dynamic brake as well. What up, Tech Lover? How's it going, man? Ooh, can you take a train down here test flight? I might be willing to pay for a ticket on that. But train tickets are obviously pretty expensive too. Sometimes it's cheaper to fly depending on where you're at. Test flight, you're definitely cheaper to fly out for sure. I mean, hands down. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have X-Plane 10, Lord. I haven't got X-Plane 11 as of yet. And speaking of that, test flight and Drew and everybody else who plays flight sim, is X-Plane 11 worth it for me to play flight sim on, or should I just use Flight Simulator? Ellerslie is about 9 miles away. We're still going slightly downhill right now, doing about 50 miles per hour. I know you can't tell how fast we're going at all because it's zero visibility, which I've never seen in this game. Still kind of in awe about that, or in shock about it. Yep, finally playing some Train Sim World, that's for sure. We're going to be doing Stardew Valley after this route's up, and we're going to be doing a game giveaway once this route's up as well. Still waiting for the terrain to level out a little bit. Let's see where we're at. Started up here again. We'll make quick time of this section right here, and we'll have to slow down as we go through Cumberland into Cumberland Terminal, of course. There you go, test flight. X-plane's worth getting. What up, Boo Boo? How's it going? Nice to see you. In fact, since everybody's up in here, especially a lot of the regulars, cheers to everybody out there. Definitely appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. Tech Lover, you could win it and then give it to a friend or someone that you know. And a lot of the games I give away are not actually challenging on the PC. So, it's up to you though. Cheers, Boo Boo. I might actually go out and buy X-Plane 11 today and start downloading it. I wonder how big the file size is. Is it still like 10, 20 gigabytes for that game? X-Plane 10 was insane. I bought the box version. It came with like 6 CDs. Depending on what you wanted to install, you'd have to install all the CDs. Damn, 407 hours in X-Plane? Is that 10 or 11 test flight? That's crazy. That's a lot of hours for any game, though. It's pretty insane. Alright, take care, man. Thank you for coming by. So X-Plane 11 would be a good one to start off on. Here's the real question. If we got on Discord, or actually, is X-Plane 11 multiplayer at all, or not? Yeah, I can't even get out of my seat, Boo Boo, otherwise the service may end, so that's not going to happen. Alright, terrain may actually be leveling out. And again, I apologize for the insane lack of visibility, but this is about as good as it's going to get right here. That's all you can see, unfortunately. Alright, no problem, Tech. I'll see you later if you get on here, man. So my question is, test flight, can you play multiplayer on X-Plane 11 or not? Mainly use VAT Sim. Okay. Thank you for the input, Raven. Appreciate it. This is actually a service, Boo Boo, that we're doing. And I put it on summer rain, and now it's like foggy. So we had pretty good visibility at the top of sand patch grade. And the farther we get towards Cumberland Terminal, which we're pretty close right now, the worse the visibility is actually getting. No, Carpenter, what's up, man? I knew you were going to come in here and say it at some point. Now, I haven't crashed, but I can't see anything, so I'm not using my my train horn or the bell as of right now, because I have no clue where I'm at. No clue. I mean, even if I get on the outside, I can't see any of the signals coming up. You just can't see anything. It's insane. Yeah. Maybe if I, boot up the old train sim, I'd probably crash at some point. I already have 9,300 points on the board. I'm working my way towards 10,000. Yep, I saw that, Carpenter. It's on pre-order right now. I knew it was going to be a German route too. Everybody kind of guessed it. About 5 miles to go to Ellerslie, if I'm pronouncing that right. We're getting really close to Cumberland and Cumberland Terminal. Again, we started up here at Rockwood Mines. We're doing the full route, as you can see. I don't know if they're ever going to have a Portuguese route, at least not anytime soon. Does the old train simulator have a Portuguese route at all? My assumption is no, but I could be wrong. Alright, still able to do 50 miles per hour, which is good. I'm going to take it out of dynamic brake real quick. Go ahead and idle. And still going slightly downhill. You know, the back of the train's going to push us a little bit quicker than what we're at right now. Go back in the setup. It looks like the train's still going downhill slightly. That's actually a good question, Carpenter. I wonder when they're actually going to come out with the steam route, because I don't know. I was hoping the fog would let up, but it's definitely not. We're just going off our instrumentation right now. This is definitely Silent Hill-ish right here. That makes sense. They'd have to get clearance from the actual company, which may never actually happen. I know we're going to be slowing down at some point, too. I just don't know when. Alright, there it is. Got a mile and a half to get down to 35 miles per hour, which shouldn't be a problem. Make sure I'm belling off the brakes real quick. I actually need to take it off dynamic brakes finally. Yeah, you're kind of right about that. I mean, to me personally, I love the UK routes. That's just me, because it reminds me of being back in England and in Europe in general. But I'm not going to say they're that much different from each other. Can't say that. But the new Great Russian Express route on Train Sim World, to me, is amazing. I know they still have some work to do on it, but I love it. Ooh, Tesla, that's a good question. I'm trying to get, I mean, unless someone does it with me, I'm not going to play Construction Sim, obviously. Like Carpenter or you, but I was talking to AC 6000 a while back, and haven't seen him on stream lately, so I don't know if he's busy with work or what's going on his side, but I've been wanting to stream either Gran Turismo with him since he bought that game, or Construction Sim or another game like that. So whenever I can get AC up on here, I'll definitely do it. Keep in mind, if you guys are just tuning in, it's the Middle Age Gamer. We're playing Train Sim World. We're in a whiteout condition right now, or basically it's super foggy outside, as you can see. And we'll be doing some game giveaways here shortly, and then switching over to Stardew Valley once we complete this route as well. That's kind of true. No offense, Carpenter, but Carpenter would definitely end up wrecking something in Train Sim. Also, I want to play Mud Runners. If I can get 4 people or even 2 or 3 people up on Mud Runners, I would love to play that game with you guys, just in case anybody's wondering out there. I have no clue what's going on. I know we're turning right now, but I can't see a dang thing. I see a raise to 60 miles per hour, which can't be correct. Let's see where we're at. So we're getting pretty close to Cumberland. If not, we might even be going through Cumberland here in just a second. Make sure I'm off the brakes real quick. I was thinking more of the cockpit share and Raven. That way someone could teach me what to do so I don't look like an idiot when I try to make videos for the game. That's the only reason I haven't done flight sim, or at least flight sim videos, is because I don't want to look like an idiot compared to everybody else who's been doing it for years. Like, I'm good with train sim, obviously, and some other games, but I would like to do things at least half right from the get-go. I don't want to be completely wrong on every single thing I do. Alright, so we gotta get down to 25 miles per hour coming up. So let me go ahead and set up a dynamic just to help me brake just a little bit more if we need it, which I don't think we will actually. Never mind. It's I feel sorry for you guys who are tuning in right now, because you guys can't see a damn thing in this game like I can't right now. But I promise you, the very beginning of this route started off pretty nice. It was a nice summer rain you could see in the distance. So I don't know if, I guess it's an update from Dovetail Games, which shout out to them. That's pretty cool if that was the case. What up, TQ Allen? Thank you for the follow. Definitely appreciate it, man. What up, Wipeout? How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, this would definitely happen in real life. I mean, train service doesn't stop because of the fog outside. At least I don't assume it does. Our VIA waypoint's coming up. We're down to 25 miles per hour. So I'm assuming we're going through or about to go through Cumberland. Again, you can't see anything. Like, literally, you could see about maybe 5 feet away. It's insane, though. No, Boo-Boo, the rail driver, as far as I know, does not work with Train Sim World. I know Matt from Dovetail Games did state that it doesn't work yet. Developers had posted or had publicly posted that they are working to implement it in the future, but, you know, that could be a year or two down the road before they actually get that thing to work with the new game. All right, reduction down to 25. So we're going to be at 25 for quite a while now. Like I said, I'm assuming we're going through Cumberland, but I cannot see absolutely anything at the moment. That's crazy. You can see the scenery in the mirror if you look at it right there, but you can't see anything else. Nah, I don't actually ever plan to use Twitter, no offense. I mean, maybe one day. If I ever quit my job, I might end up using Twitter, but I'm too old for all that. Wipe out thermal imaging mirrors. There you go, man. Exactly. Let's see who's sitting next to us real quick. Oh, same girl, so it's our third co-engineer for the day. So we're going to be stopping in 2.8 miles, so we're pretty close to the end of this route, and we'll do the game giveaway right after this. What do you mean, what do I work on? Yeah, the crew switch is mid scenario for whatever reason in this game. Yeah, I don't know, test flight. Just saw your comment on there. I picked summer rain is what I picked for the weather. So obviously it is dynamic weather on the route now, which is pretty cool if that's the case. Either that or the developer is messing with me. What up, Rail fan Steve? How's it going? I don't know, test flight. It could be. I just pick what we're gonna do like at the last second. We might do like a country. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably pick a continent, and the first person to guess the country will win the game, or games, depending on what we do. Yeah, I know, Wipeout. This is not my fault. I promise you that. Again, I can't see absolutely anything. This is literally my visibility right here. I can barely see the ground. Yeah, I was gonna say states, but I think we should do a different continent this time around. So pull up your map, guys, or go to Google Maps if you need to. There's no point on a train by. You can't see anything. Let me try it. I mean, that's what a train by is going to look like right now. Anyways, I need to start braking though. We have a yellow light coming up. Hopefully the next one's not red for any reason. If it is, hopefully the red's past that 2 mile or 2 mile marker that we're going to. Oh, so is that what the DLC? I saw a bunch of scenarios for the GP40-2. So there's actually DLC Racer. Is that what it is? I loaded the game up today. Like, where is this DLC or where is the additional scenarios? I couldn't find anything on here. So maybe that's why. Maybe I have to buy the GP40-2. Is that what you're saying? Keyboard hacks, yeah. What up, Triple? Yeah, there's no way to see the signals right now. I just saw your comment on there. Sorry, man. There's zero chance of me using my train horn or bell right now because I have no clue where I'm at all, other than the signals on the game tell me what to do. All right, Wipeout. Take care, man. Thank you for coming by. Definitely appreciate it. Ooh. We gotta get down to 15 miles per hour coming up. Bell off real quick. There we go. It's gonna be a long, slow mile and a half coming up. Again, I can't see anything unless I look through my thermal imaging side mirror right there to give us an idea of where we're at. It's kind of funny that you can do that. I can tell you we're under a bridge. You can't even see the bridge though, which is insane. Oh, there's a marker right there. Yeah, Sam, I did see that. Man, I should have bought that GP40-2 before I streamed today. Should have been doing those scenarios right now. Oh well. That'll be, I guess, on the future stream. Oops. So we're basically working our way into Cumberland Terminal, as you can see right here. Be stopping right there. Does it all mode? Does this look like Cumberland right now? Can't see a damn thing. I can't get out of my seat, otherwise the service usually ends. From what I found out in the past. Triple has a good question. I really don't know. Can anybody answer his question? What's the difference between the GP40 and the GP38? Well, yeah, 2 numbers. Rivet, you're an asshole, man. That was funny, though. Oh, the reflection? Yeah. I thought you were talking about in real life auto mode. Alright, 1.3 miles to go to end this whiteout. Actually, is the rain fog letting up? No, it's not. I would get out of the cabs to show you guys some good views, but obviously you can't see a damn thing right now. Ooh, test flight, that would be amazing if that was actually the case. Horseshoe curb on here. Robert Clary from YouTube said the GP40 is more powerful. There you go. That might be the reason. Gibby says UK route. I wouldn't put money on it because, I mean, usually the UK routes would be 2 for 1, but I'm not even going to make a guess. Okay, I'll make a guess. My guess it's going to be an American route. Don't know which one. I think they're going to go America, UK, Germany, America, UK, Germany over and over again. And then when a third-party developer makes something else, they'll probably throw that in the mix more than likely. Anyway, shout out to Dovetail Games for the weather change, however they integrated that. Although I wish they would let it up towards the end. It would be pretty nice. Alright, less than a mile to go. It's going to be an America route after rapid transit. I think Gibby, everybody wants that, the Channel route, or the underground from Paris to London. Maybe also go to Brussels on the same route would be pretty amazing. That's true. I don't think Oz is represented at all, is it? Alright, we're getting pretty close to the end here, guys. We're already over 11,500 points, which is pretty awesome. I'm with Drew, man. I think we need to make a dream sim. If anybody could come out with a dream sim, even if it was never perfect in any one area, it would be pretty amazing and epic. Pacific Surfliner is what kicked off my career on YouTube. It's the only reason why I'm still doing this. I still got a lot of my followers from that 1 or 2 videos on Pacific Surfliner, which were I hate to say it, were one of my worst videos I've ever made. But it definitely got a lot of views. Let's do it, Sand. I got 50 bucks on it. Is that enough to get started? If I knew anything about developing games, I would definitely do it. The only thing I can develop is probably Snake on DOS right now, and I don't think that's going to cut it. Alright, 900 yards to go. Hey, I will open up my entire studio, buy all the computers, if people are willing to work for free to make that happen, but GoFundMe. It'd be like the ultimate failure of the GoFundMe account right there. I feel bad for even trying to take people's money that way. Yeah, Drew, I don't know if it was Farming Sim or it was just like me and Bree together back in the day, but we were getting 50 plus viewers on a Saturday night. I feel like if we would have kept that up, we could have actually done this for a living, but we both got pretty burnt out on it at the time. Norfolk Southern would be a really good route. Patron, maybe, yeah, that would help out a little bit. Yeah, I think me and Bree just got burnt out on it. I mean, we were doing, Jesus, like 20 shots in a night. So I think we got burned out on drinking that much, and we got burned out on streaming that much too. Rivet, I got you, man. Depending on how many cases you drink in a week, because beer can get pretty expensive. Shot clock will return whenever I have someone here streaming with me. So if you guys are ever in San Antonio, want to stream, come on by. We'll play whatever you want to play. Put the shot clock up. I'm not taking shots by myself. Has to be another person here too. Probably should have sped up a little bit to my waypoint coming up, but yeah, I think Racer's correct. I tried Donner Pass a few times, and I don't think it was even possible to get past the first couple checkpoints unless they fixed it since then. Drive down there, test flight. Come hang out. Just be prepared to stay awake all night and stream one of these nights. Hollow mode. Hopefully you're not orgasming right now. That'd just be a little awkward, wouldn't it? Alright, we're stopping here in about 250 yards. Ooh, the River Canyon. I never got that for the old train sim. I heard it was pretty good, though, as far as the detailing on it. Someone do what Sand just did or just posted. That'd be pretty epic. That's funny, man. Keep in mind, we've got about 27 viewers. I may do another train sim route after this, a shorter one on the Great Western Express, but we're going to do some game giveaways here in just a minute as well. Still can't see a damn thing either. Bring the metal? I will bring the metal too. In fact, if we do a route right now, I'm going to play some metal for you. How about that? $30 yards to go. Definitely taking my time getting there, that's for sure. There we go. Took an hour 43 minutes. I said about an hour 45 on average, so that's pretty good considering it's my first time back at this. So we're level 13 on the sand patch grade, I think level 15 overall, and level 4 on the AC 4400 CW, Hawaiian 3B livery, I believe. I only got 750 points for doing all of that. It's kind of sad, right? I know it said like 11,000, 12,000 up there. Anyway, it's kind of strange. No test flight. The Spotify thing is I have to reinstall both programs to get it to work, so I don't know what's up with that. Alright, so I gotta, that's not the end of the scenario. It's gonna move forward. Let's make sure we're set up on the correct path, which we are. I have no clue where it's taking us right now, but we're gonna go ahead and keep going. Thank you, Trooper. Appreciate that, man. Not the end of the scenario yet, so I could still technically fail it if I mess up. We're actually at 14,650 points, so I better get more points than the 750 it gave me already. Where's the wood? Well, they don't want to take it above 10 if I don't have to, just in case. No problem, Trooper. You chimed in at the correct time, so that's good. If that's the case, let me slow down a little bit. Can we see anything yet? Nope. That's the exterior, guys. Still can't see a damn thing. 200 yards to the VIA waypoint. We'll see what it tells us to do after that. How do you like a test flight? Is it worth it? I'm still kind of bummed out about buying Battlefield, or Battlefront 1, excuse me. Not Battlefield 1. The only reason I'd want to get it is just because because of the single player campaign, to be honest with you. Although I'm sure multiplayer is probably pretty fun. Hopefully this isn't a glitch, and hopefully I don't have to stop right away. I'm going to slow down just in case. Let's see what it says. So we have to stop, or no, go via 2.2 miles. Let's see where we are at. I don't know what it's telling us to do at this point. Okay. It's going to speed up a little bit. I got 2 miles to go, it looks like. I guess we're going to be stopping shortly after this, I'm assuming. There's a red signal right there, so should be stopping in that area, hopefully. Is the single player campaign pretty good? I'll have to check it out. I'm going to go read reviews after this, after I'm done streaming. You'll turn against the dark side at some point in the campaign? Alright. I guess we can speed up a little bit more. We're still cleared up to 35 right now. Train sim guy could be correct. I guess we'll find out here shortly, though. What's up, Train Sim guy? Love the name. I think I'm being baited. It wants me to go really fast past this point up ahead to screw me, doesn't it? We'll find out, I guess. 2 miles to go. Still can't see a damn thing. Anyways, we're over 15,000 points, which is good, right? Take a look at the map to see where we're actually at. Pretty long train, as you can see right there. I was hoping to do a game giveaway, but we're gonna have to wait on that, I guess. I'll start slowing down here in a little bit. I got a ton of games I need to give out too, so I'll try to pick 2 or 3 good games when the time comes. Really don't want to go any faster than 25 miles per hour. I know I'm probably wasting... Oh, it's our 4th. This is officially our 4th co-engineer for this one route. We're back to the lady we started with, which is really insane. Some black magic for you guys right there. Oh, Rings of Saturn's playing too. That's actually one of my favorite metal bands right there. They're really good. Alright, 1.5 miles to go. Slowly ticking away at it. I'm going to keep going about 25 miles per hour or so as we move forward, and I'll slow down as we get there just in case. That's going to be a pretty epic concert test flight, I'm not going to lie. Should be pretty good. Black magic. Who knows? I could be black. There's no telling. I can't see my arms or feet, though. Boo Boo says save it. Should I save it, guys? I don't know. Just in case. Well, there's no reduction of speed coming up. Still about 1 mile to go. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I'm taking Boo Boo's advice right now, just in case. I have a feeling the ending point will be right after this, but I could be wrong. But we'll find out in a minute. Just send it or just end it, Rivet? I'm assuming you mean just end it. Almost to a half a mile. These crazy whiteout conditions where you can't see anything. All right, here we go. Again, taking my time coming into this just in case. Grab a call with the boys and send it. Now I'm going too slow. I'm gonna have to put the power on. Jesus. Yeah, I saw that test flight. I saw that actually on YouTube. I think you told me about it before, but I saw a whole video on YouTube about Warped Tour is actually coming to an end finally, for whatever reason, which I haven't been too big of a fan of who plays at Warped Tour for the past couple years, so I think we're just out of that era unless they bring back, you know, the big bands from way back in the day like NoFX and all those and make it more old school punk, and I just don't see it having the big attraction that it did back in the day. A lot of the bands on tour right now are like really kind of, to me at least, they're really poppy. Not something I would listen to at all. All right, 400 yards. We'll see what happens. There you go. Lamb of God headlines it. I think there'd be a lot of people there. Is Lamb of God on the tour? I don't think they are they? Pretty sure they're not, but. Alright, keep in mind this says go via, so we don't have to stop here. But I also don't want to overrun whatever our ending point is either. Almost to 16,000 points in the top right. I actually have not sand. I've only been on a train ride that's, you know, 4 to 6 hours. I've never been overnight on one. I couldn't tell you that test flight. I really don't know. I don't want to guess either. All the moves are Notch 8. Oh man, I still have a video, a Notch 8 video to upload at some point. I have yet to edit it or do anything with it though. I still have actually a really good construction simulator video with AC I need to upload. I haven't done that either. Alright, 55 yards. I'm going to stay going roughly about 5 miles per hour, 6 miles per hour if I can, so I don't overrun whatever I'm about to pass by. It says please exit the vehicle, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Let's go ahead and get off while we can. I can't see anything. There we go. Mission summary came talk. Okay, so we didn't even have to do that at all, did we? So how did I get to 16,200 points in the top right? Is that it or what? Go ahead and save it. All right, guys, that's going to be it for Train Sim World. That was CSX Heavy Haul, service number Q008, using the Intermodal East St. Louis Little Ferry as sand patch grade portion of that. I want to thank you guys for all watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching on twitch.tv or streaming this on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and do some game giveaways right now and switch over to Stardew Valley. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Don't you know